So a couple of tricks to make the showing smoother, easier for all parties, and a couple of tools of the trade. I'm going to show you some in the garage. The number one most important tool, you already have it. You're probably holding it in your hand right now. It's a cell phone. It has a camera. It has the internet. It can take video. It can do a lot of things for you. I would be lost without mine. I build my entire reports on my cell phone. Take pictures, take video, build the reports, everything like that. So when you're at a showing, use your camera. If you look at something and you have no idea what it is, take a picture. You can call people, after the showing. Hey, I'm going to send you a picture. I have no idea what this thing is. Can you help me identify it? Is this asbestos siding? Is this bat poop in the attic? Is this chimney going to fall over tomorrow? Things like that. Take the picture, send it over, and, me or other people can often help. All right, so the next thing that's most important after your cell phone is a flashlight. Any flashlight. You got to have a flashlight. The flash on the cell phone is not that great. The brighter ones, the better. This one was cheap, like 25 bucks. And the best ones recharge with USB. You need to have tape measures. You don't need the big beefy one. 12-footer is good for keeping it in your pocket or your purse. Or one of these. These are not that expensive. These are like 20 bucks. I paid for this. And it goes 65 feet. Super easy to measure a room. You can do that. It holds your first distance. Then you can point it to a different area, and it will still save that first distance right there. So this is great. You got to have a tape measure for appliances, or if your clients have, special needs, like they need a wheelchair or something like that, or a pool table, or who knows. Got to have a tape measure. The next two, not really, as important. This is more of an inspection thing, but a non-contact voltage tester. You don't need a fancy one like these. These ones are kind of fancy, but this is going to detect electricity. So let me show you. Over here, we got some wires. You don't even need to touch it, okay? So these are charging my batteries right there, and these are carrying a charge. So you turn it on. We know that that's a hot wire. Or an outlet. You can stick it right near the outlet. There you go. That's really good for houses that have wires hanging out all over the place, just flopping around, or potentially knob and tube wiring. You want to make sure that that's all been cut, so you use a non-contact voltage tester. And stay safe. Do not touch any of the live wires ever. Last one on the list is moisture reader. This is the one that I use every day. You don't need this one. These ones are not that expensive at Lowe's and Home Depot, and there are two different options. There is the pin, and there is the pinless. This one's been obviously used, but they work great. So let me get a piece of wood, show you how they work. All right, so we got two pieces of wood right here. One of them is wet. With the pin one, this leaves a mark. So this you only use for basements or unfinished areas right here. So you put the pins on, and it's dry. You put the pins on, and this one is wet because that one was soaking in the wood. If it goes into the red, that means that it's wet. The pinless one works the same way. You just touch your item to this. This one is dry. That one is extremely wet. So this one's great for drywall. You see a stain on the ceiling. You want to make sure it's dry or wet. Sometimes you can't feel it, so you would use this. But you want to be careful when you're doing corners of drywall because metal will also set this thing off like a corner bead. Let me go show you that. This column right here has been drywalled over. This is a lolly column right here. So in the middle here, there's no metal, but on the corner is a corner bead, which is metal, which is going to give you a 100% moisture reading, 999. It's not wet. It's metal. So especially like skylights, I see that a lot. People are like, oh, it's wet. It's beeping. No, it's not. It's just metal. It's just corner bead. So these are great. If you see a stain, like I got a stain over here, I'm going to show you. Right there. You can touch it, make sure that it's dry, and it is. This is an old stain right there. And I got another one, I think, over there, but you get the point. Make sure that they're dry.